Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm going to cede my time to somebody I think who has apparently some opinion on this matter. Ms. May could ask a few minutes of questions, please.
Over to Ms. May.
And a huge thank you to Nathan Cullen. And Minister, thank you. And I want to again say that you didn't oversell what you did in Paris. You performed an enormous role in the success of the treaty and getting 1.5 in there. But I do want to correct something in your written statement, if you'll forgive me. It is not the greenest budget in Canada's history. You need to look at the 1993 budget or the 2005 budget for the greenest budgets. You could say this is definitely the greenest budget lately. And I want to try to address as many points as I can in the time I've got. The first one is
you got 3 minutes, but
related to Paris very directly. As Nathan Cullen mentioned, our current target is still the one that was tabled by the previous government in May of last year. So since the Paris Agreement works on the principle of ratcheting up, we know that the aggregate of all targets of all governments, if achieved, take us to as high as 3.7 degrees Celsius above the global average temperature before the Industrial Revolution. It's urgent that countries begin removing their INDCs, ratcheting up and tabling new ones. So I know you're in a tension with what the provinces are willing to take, what businesses are ready to take, but without federal leadership in tabling a more ambitious target, how do we get other countries to withdraw their INDCs and ratchet up as well? So that's my first question, is when will you move the old INDC out of the way, which you've referred to as the floor, and start getting us somewhere near a ceiling?
Well, thank you very much, and that's very kind of you, the kind words. I appreciate that, and I appreciate the fact that you were there supporting the government in Paris. You're absolutely right. We do not, the commitments of all governments do not translate to below 2, striving for 1.5. They don't, and that's why the ratcheting up mechanism every 5 years is going to be critical. In terms of where we will be, in terms of our international commitment, make no mistake about it, the federal government is going to show leadership on this. But I don't think that there is any point in putting a new target out and saying, wow, we're great, we've got an ambitious target, but once again, we don't have a plan to get there. So while 6 months is, not as fast as some would like, I think that is how you move forward in a thoughtful way. As we have heard, different provinces and territories have different challenges and different opportunities, and we need to sit down with them and figure out how we can support them. But I've said our target is a floor, not a ceiling, and so at the end of 6 months, my job is to provide the Prime Minister with a recommendation.
Okay.